So hello and welcome everyone. I'm Patrick Meredith and I'm the Monroe County Park Director. I'm pleased to be here today to recognize everyone who has made the 2021 Rochester Lilac Festival possible as we return after a year hiatus. Every year, people look forward to enjoying the world's famous collection of lilacs here at Highland Park as their blooming signifies the beginning of summer. Their excitement is especially heightened this year after 2020 hiatus due to COVID-19. The Lilac Festival will be the first public event of its size since the start of this pandemic and offers the opportunity to show that we as a community are heading back towards a sense of normalcy. I'd like to take a moment to thank a few of the people and companies who were involved in the production of this event. First and foremost, the Rochester Lilac Festival Board of Directors were instrumental in providing insight to the city, county, and chamber on how to put on this event in the waning days of a still dangerous pandemic. And certainly this wouldn't be possible without the hard work and dedication of our county park staff, Superintendent of Horticulture, Mark Quinn, and his team, who really put in a lot of hours making sure Highland Park is maintained and beautiful every year. The 2021 Lilac Festival would not be possible without an open network of communication between Monroe County, the Parks Department, the City of Rochester, Visit Rochester, and the festival producer, the Springett Group. I'm so proud of the work we have put into ensure that we do not go another year without the Lilac Festival in Monroe County and Rochester. And I am elated to welcome Rochesterians and the visitors alike to our great community. I'm happy to introduce County Executive Adam Bello for a few remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick, and good morning to all of you here today. I am honored and just incredibly excited to be able to be here today and help the community prepare for the 123rd Annual Rochester Lilac Festival. You know, and I can't tell you honestly just how happy that makes me feel to be able to say those words. You know, this has been an incredibly tough year. And we all know last year's festival was canceled because of the pandemic, and after all we've been through, we really need to celebrate. So that's why I'm so grateful to Jeff Springett, the whole team, our Parks Department, and all the festival organizers who worked so hard over the last few months to develop a COVID-safe format for this year's festival. And I'm grateful, as I always am every day, to all the health experts at the Monroe County Department of Health, the State Health Department, for helping to make sure that important community traditions can go forward in a way that keeps us all safe and healthy. I want to thank Pat Meredith, the director of our Parks Department, Mark Quinn, the superintendent of horticulture, and their incredible team, and all of whom deserve great thanks today for their diligence and care in nurturing our amazing municipal arboretum that offers more than 1,200 spectacular lilac trees, representing more than 500 varieties of lilac from around the world right here at Highland Park. As Monroe County is celebrating its bicentennial this year, maybe it's fitting that this year's Lilac Festival will harken back to festivals of the past, with multi-weekend events and a greater focus on enjoying the beauty of Highland Park's magnificent gardens and the bright purples, whites, and pinks of our unparalleled lilacs. But we all know that the Lilac Festival is not just about trees. It's about community. It's about community pride and gatherings of our families together to have fun after a long, long winter months. I've been coming to the Lilac Festival since I was born. I think last year was the first year I ever missed the festival, and my family cannot wait to get back outside, to be part of community again, to see our neighbors, and to celebrate the rich history that we have here in Rochester and Monroe County. And this, you know, this has really felt like an especially long winter season. Today's announcement is the return of our first festival in Monroe County since COVID struck, and is an encouraging sign that we are slowly but surely returning to a sign of normal. With increasing numbers of people being vaccinated, I think this trend will continue, and I'm hopeful that it will continue over the next several weeks and months. While this year's festival, spread out over 3 consecutive weekends in May, will certainly be smaller than the festivals of the past and will lack some of the events that I know that we're used to, I am really looking forward to all that it has to offer. The Craft Beer Expo, the Wine Tasting Expo, the Food Pairing, the Lilac Run, and the Dunkin' Dash. I don't know if I'll be doing the Lilac Run. James, we should do it together. Done? Okay. All right. So we'll do the Lilac Run and the Dunkin' Dash. Dunkin' Dash sounds fun. So I hope you're all looking forward to this as well. Our community needs a win. And we need to be able to gather together, and the 123rd Annual Lilac Festival will give us that opportunity. This is such an important part of our community's past, attracting hundreds of thousands of people every year and generating important tourism revenue for the local economy. As we continue into a post-COVID world, the Lilac Festival will continue to be an important part of our local tourism economy and culturally community. My deepest thanks again go to Jeff. Jeff, where are you? Jeff, thank you. My deepest thanks again to Jeff and his organization for their hard work in reimagining this great community celebration. Just like we've been reimagining celebrations from the beginning of the pandemic, we can still do things like this just with some minor tweaks. But we've made a lot of hard work and sacrifices over the last year, and I'm just grateful to all the sponsors for stepping up, coming forward, so that we can do it again this year as we come out of this pandemic. So thanks again to all the sponsors. Thanks again to everyone who worked so incredibly hard to make this happen this year. And on behalf of a grateful, grateful community, thank you. So with that, I'll turn this over now to Rochester Deputy Mayor James Smith. This is, of course, yet another great collaboration between Monroe County, the City of Rochester, and all of our partners in the community. No one group can do this on its own. Everything that happens in this community really takes partnerships from every level of government, from all of our sponsors, and of course, really all the community work. So thank you all very much, and Deputy Mayor James Smith.
Well, thank you, County Executive Bello. And Adam said it in his remarks. He said this is a win for the community. And I really, I think that sums it up. I'll tell you a little story about my morning. I stopped at my regular local coffee shop. And actually, when they saw me come in with a tie, they thought I was going to a funeral today. They were like very concerned. And I said, no, actually, I'm wearing a tie because I'm going to be going to the Lilac press conference, and it was amazing. The owner of the coffee shop and the baristas there, and even some of the customers were all like, yeah. They couldn't be more excited about the fact we were making this announcement today. And I think that says a lot about Rochester. I had a wonderful experience being the Director of Communications and Special Events for the City of Rochester for a number of years. So I signed all the permits for all the festivals, right? Whether that was Pride Fest and Park Ave Fest, Cornhill, you name it. And normally our festival season kicks off with St. Patrick's Day, which didn't happen again this year. So I think a lot of folks in the community were starting to feel like, here we go, it's the second round of COVID, and we're not going to be able to do what we do so well in Rochester, which is come together and have these amazing festivals. And this is a wonderful announcement because it's a sign that we are going to be back. And it is a win, as the county executive said. But it's also a great announcement because everyone has worked so hard to make sure that this festival will be safe and COVID-friendly. And that's also an acknowledgement that we have a lot of ways to come, certainly as it relates to the pandemic. This is really a partnership. It is something that happens because a lot of people come together. Jeff and Lynn Spring and their team are the eternal optimists. When everyone said, I don't think this is going to happen, they said, no, we really want to find a way, and they did through sheer determination. And they worked so closely with their partners in the county and the county executive and his leadership, along with something that hasn't been a factor in these festivals, the public health department, helped find a way to make it happen. Pat Meredith and his team with Mark Quinn are doing a beautiful job with this park. Their leadership is fantastic, but I know Pat's always also serving a role in making sure our citizens get vaccinated and tested. So he's doing an awful lot in addition to keeping this park looking beautiful. A funny side note, I see Mark Quinn back there, and when I used to work for the county, I will tell you, county executive, the city of Rochester tried to recruit Mark. And at that time, I worked very hard to keep him working for the county. As the deputy mayor now, I regret that, Mark. I wish you were working for the city. But I know that, you know, value what you do here, and I think it was the right call then, and it's still the right call now. But in addition, having worked with, on the board of Lilac Festival Incorporated, we also work with our partners at Visit Rochester, who do a lot. And they've been working behind the scenes to make sure that our community is ready to emerge after the pandemic and to get back to the business that is tourism, and it's very important. And if I could just for a moment spend just a moment on that. You know, one of the things that's very important to the mayor is the creation of jobs, particularly in the city of Rochester. We have many folks who are challenged in that regard and are living in poverty. This event and festivals and tourism in general are so important. They provide a paycheck for so many of our neighbors, and that's why we do this. That's why the city's involved, that's why the county's involved. It's not just about fun in the park, it's about that very important component. And so many folks have been challenged as far as being underemployed during the pandemic or unemployed. And so this is really a wonderful moment for them as well. So with that, on behalf of the mayor and everyone in city government, I want to thank all of our partners once again. But I also want to turn things over and introduce my friend and our partner in this, Don Jeffries from Visit Rochester.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, James. After a challenging year for tourism and hospitality in our industry, we are thrilled to see the return of the Reimagined Lilac Festival. While it is really important for residents and visitors to maintain health and safety protocols, we are encouraged that the Lilac Festival is going to happen. This festival marks the beginning of our spring and summer tourism season, and we are looking forward to welcoming visitors back to Rochester and Monroe County. The festival is an economic engine to our local economy. On a normal year, it generates about $3 million into the local economy. So it's really good that we're starting back. This is a sign for the return of festivals and events in Monroe County and Rochester. We're excited to safely welcome visitors back to Monroe County. And I want to give a shout out to the team here that worked together. The city, the county, the state, the Lilac Board, everybody came together with one goal. Let's make this a win. Congratulations to them, to James, to you, your team, and to Jeff Springett. And how lucky are we to have the Springett Group. We're celebrating the 123rd anniversary, and rumor has it he was at the first one. So, so anyways, with that, I'd like to... Huh? Well, it's the same clothes. So anyways, it's my pleasure now to introduce the major sponsor, and they were absolutely terrific. At the last minute, when we figured out how we could do this, Five Star stepped up and said, yep, we're in, let's go. Laura Marlowe is the Senior Vice President and Director of Marketing at Five Star Bank. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. I'm truly honored to be here today representing Five Star Bank. We've served as a presenting sponsor since 2017, and I've had the pleasure to work with the county as well as the festival organizer for the past 4 years. You know, even last year when the difficult decision was made to cancel due to the pandemic. The Lilac Festival has been an important event for our local and regional community. The history, the music, the food, and of course, the beautiful lilacs. It's perhaps more important this year than ever after a year of isolation due to the pandemic. It provides an opportunity for folks to get outside and enjoy the lilacs in the outdoors. At Five Star Bank, we're committed to investing and supporting in the communities we serve. This sponsorship provides us with the opportunity to make an investment in an event that has and continues to signal the economic vitality and resilience of this community. It also promotes the Rochester community throughout Western New York and beyond. Five Star Bank is proud to be the presenting sponsor and to help keep this festival free and open to the general public. I thank the festival organizers for the sponsorship opportunity. I hope everyone comes out and enjoys the festival in its new format over the 3 different weekends. You know, the festival's going to look a little different this year and feel a little different, but if everyone wears masks and exercises proper social distancing, I believe it will be fun and wildly successful. It's going to be a wonderful way to celebrate Highland Park, the Lilacs, and our great community. Thank you so much. I'd like to introduce Jeff Springett, and thank you again for allowing us to have this opportunity, Jeff.
Thank you, Laura, and a special thanks to Marty Birmingham, when you next see him, for his continued support of the festival. I'd also like to recognize some other individuals and companies without whose support we wouldn't stand here today. Number one on the list is Don Jeffries. Don, as you know, is the president of Visit Rochester and the LFI board. Don continues to have never-ending enthusiasm for the Rochester Lilac Festival, no matter where he is in the country and what time of day or night it may be, as well as many other festivals and special events in our community. Don has been instrumental in making this festival a reality in 2021. Right behind Don is another longtime Rochester enthusiast and good friend who stands in the shadows sometimes, but is right there to root for our team of Rochester. And a special thanks goes out to my good friend Greg Smith. Bob Duffy and his chief of staff, Mark Cohen, and of course their liaison to the Empire State Development, and to some special group of people in Albany, Vinny Esposito, all deserve a super amount of credit for their patience with me and their tenacity in helping get us here today. We've acknowledged Five Star as a presenting sponsor this year, and with their support in what clearly is an off year, along with some other true believers, we are able to present this reimagined 2021 Rochester Lilac Festival. Those other true believers include a lot of people who have stepped up on very short notice to support the event. The Spur Auto Group, Frints, which is an unusual name in photo processing, but one that you'll be hearing a lot more about in days and weeks to come, especially if you remember and miss the printed photo. Also a big thank you to United Business Systems, who they keep our office printers humming, Casa Larga, Pepsi, Duncan, McCarthy Tents, Medved Running and Walking Outfitters, BioSteel, a sport beverage, the Crassley Payne Insurance Agency, and the Holiday Inn on State Street. Our newest partner, as the beneficiary of donations from the 5K and 10K and Duncan Dash, is Roland Williams Champion Academy. We're pleased to have them working with us this year, and they are the beneficiary, as I say, of donations for all our runs this year. And a special thanks goes out to Jamie Formosa and Lindsay Cure of Tipping Point Communications, who put this press conference together and handle all the festival's public relations efforts. And of course, it's been mentioned before, but I have to repeat, a special thanks to Adam Bello and his team, Patrick Meredith, and the entire Parks Department, who worked tirelessly to keep this and all 16 parks looking beautiful all summer and all spring and summer, and actually all year round. And we can't forget our partners at the City of Rochester, Mayor Lovely Warren, Deputy Mayor James Smith, Justin Roy, and the folks with their boots on the ground who get very little credit for all the hard work they do, Kara Ostropovic and my good friend Joe Alessi. Last on the list, the help that makes all this festival happen, is my team, my wife Lynn, Jenny Lamaglio, Connor Krause, and Lexi Rivera, and several other people behind the scenes. And now just a few words about the festival. This is why you really came. We all know that this year has been, to say the least, a little odd. We're starting to come through it, and for sure we are all ready to get back. As this COVID thing rolled out and rolled over us, there have been many discussions about whether or not to cancel the RLF, that's what I call it for short, for a second year in a row, or to take a closer look and to see what we might be able to do, at least to start to bring back our community, bring them together, do it safely. There is no question that the health of everyone in our community is our number one goal. After much research and many discussions, and I might add many rejections, with the help of our government advisors and partners, we have devised a few initiatives that provide safe ways to experience Highland Park, enjoy the lilacs, and participate in and enjoy a few special events while doing so. So here's what we've got. First of all, as you know, we've changed the calendar format to the festival. 3 weekends in May, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, starting May 7th, running through May 23rd. Each Saturday and Sunday, we are hosting over 70 art and crafters at the award-winning Art in the Park on Reservoir Avenue, right behind me. At any one-time capacity for visitors to the art show will be, of course, capped and require everyone to wear masks, and it'll be a great opportunity to shop in the fresh air. And I want to take a minute to mention one of our more interesting artists. Let me find her name here, wait a second. Hatija Sorkinlu, I think I've got that right. One of our talented Art in the Park artists who does her beautiful traditional Turkish Hebrew art, and you can visit with her or stop by and just check it out on your way out. So that's every Saturday and Sunday, all 3 weeks of the festival. The Kids Amusement Park will be returning, I'm pleased to say, off of South Avenue near the traffic circle, and that will be open daily during the festival from 10:30 to 7. Near the Purple Crosswalk on Highland Avenue will be a mini farmer's market where you can purchase fresh-cut flowers from Bar Fior, Lilac Hill wine from Casa Larga, Highland Lilac perfume and lotion, and of course the festival poster, which we'll see in just a few minutes, T-shirts, and all kinds of interesting festival merchandise and keepsakes. The market will be open all festival days and hours. Our special events tent, which is located off of Highland Avenue, behind the new beautiful kids playground by the Purple Crosswalk, will be abuzz with activity starting on Saturday and Sunday, May 8 and 9, when we offer a craft beer tasting and food pairing. The following weekend, May 15 and 16, is our wine and food pairing expo, and we are mixing in a little bit of live music in the Bistro Cafe on May 14th with Jumbo Shrimp, and on May 22nd with Big Eyed Fish's acoustic Dave and Tom show, which is a reference to Dave Matthews and Tom, his partner, I can't remember his last name, right? Tom Reynolds. More shows will be announced. Now, I might add that the arrangements in the festival, in the special events tent, are a little different. Everyone is seated. Everyone buys their tickets in advance. The tables are placed 9 feet apart, and there's really no reason, very few reasons to get up from your table. All the food is served to your table, and we've got really a fantastic selection of very interesting food, from charcuterie platters to a variety of mac and cheese platters to share. It'll all be on our website Tuesday morning. Tickets for all those events in the special events tent will go on sale on Tuesday morning. And I'm particularly happy to announce that on Sunday, May 23rd, this year in Genesee Valley Park, along the Genesee River Trail, we will be hosting the in-person Lilac 5K and 10K and the Duncan Dash. We're able to do this by implementing a new system for starting races rather than the typical shotgun start where 1,000 people might start at once. We have what's called a wave start, where 3 people start every 10 seconds, which is one of the reasons we had to move it to Genesee Valley Park, because as you can imagine, it's going to take a lot longer to get that race off the ground. And we've got the 5K and 10K. It's really a pretty route. Lynn and I and our dog Quincy have walked the route. We haven't quite run it yet, but we're working up to that. Quincy is ready to run. So it's a start, and we're bringing back the popular 1-mile Duncan Dash. I want to warn James and Adam. The Dash is a 1-mile thing for the kids, and they actually run a mile, and then when they get back, they get a box of Dunkin' Donut munchies, whatever they're called. This year they're getting gift cards for obvious reason. But Dunkin' is supporting the race, and they're bringing one of their larger trucks to provide coffee and bagels safely for all the runners after the race. And BioSteel is providing their new water for all the runners. So we're excited to happen. A lot has come together in about a week and a half that we've been working on this festival. So I'm proud of my team for doing that. Will it be the same as pre-COVID? No way. Will it give us an opportunity to get out and begin to re-socialize? You bet. It's been said that our community needs a win. You've heard that before today. We believe that this reimagined Rochester Lilac Festival is that first win. And you can read more about it on rochesterevents.com. The site is live right now. And as I said, there'll be more information coming as the days goes on. Also a reminder on your way out to pick up a complimentary bottle of Lilac Hill wine, courtesy of Casa Larga and Andrea O'Neill, as well as a poster that we've brought that you'll be seeing in just a second. And also make sure to say a quick hello to Hatija Surkunlu, one of our talented artists in the hallway. And with that in mind, I'd like to remind people, as I bring up our poster artist, Lisa Robinson, to unveil the poster, I'd like to remind everybody to stay positive and test negative. Okay? And now, I guess, by herself, she will, because it's COVID, usually we bring our luminaries up to help, but I'm going to ask Laura to do the deed. And thank you all for coming.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to just say a quick thank you to the Springer Group for allowing me to do the poster this year. It was a little bit challenging, but we figured out some ideas that I think represent what's happening in our community from last year through to this year. I came up with an idea that I think shows people the idea of reemergence or hope, and we use the word reinvention. And I think the butterfly that I've painted in watercolor shows that whole idea of hope, and I placed it on a blue sky background, which is hopefully what we'll have this year. Lots of good things happening, blue skies, and I've, of course, filled the butterfly with our lilacs and some magnolias and dogwood. So,
Shall I help you on this corner?
Yeah.
Go straight up.
We will pull it off there.
That's great.
All the lilacs, and right up in there is a pansy, because everybody seems to like the pansy bed. So that's the poster, and then if you're interested, the t-shirts they come in 3 colors, but they show the same thing, the butterfly on the front of the t-shirt.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you very much, and thank you all for coming, and we'll be around for any questions. And I thank all our sponsors and all of you for coming and all of the team for helping to make it happen.